Welcome back to the fourth episode already of my webinar series about my book Why I Cry on Airplanes, a photo book that takes you around the world to different places where I've worked, both as a documentary maker and as a photographer. This episode I want to stay one more time with the issue of what I call street mothers, young women that live on the street and choose to become mothers, or sometimes don't choose to become mothers. And this time I want to take you to a shelter. In Managua, there's a shelter for young women who are pregnant, and they are taken care of there. They get medical and psychological attention. They are assisted during the birth, and then they can stay there until the child is 1 year old. And I went to that shelter as part of the research for the film that I referenced earlier, Carla's Arrival. This must have been, 2008. Yes, it was 2008. I went to that shelter to talk to people, to interview some of the girls there, to have lunch there as well, by the way. It was very nice. And kind of on the fly, we ended up taking pictures, totally unplanned. And so out of that came 6 really great portraits of mothers with their children. And I'm just going to find the first couple ones. And some of those are in the book, actually. And I have a little notebook here because I can't remember all the names. So I'm going to have to look at that. So this is one of the portraits. And this is Jocelyn, the mother. And the baby is José David. Jocelyn in this photo is 14 years old. And the baby is just a week old. And the following image is 2 pages further. And this is Haideli and Carolina. Haideli is 16 here. And Carolina is already 8 months. And finally, 2 pages along, there's a photo of Maria Isabel, the mother, who is 13 in this photo. And the baby is Natalie, and she is 3 months in this picture. There are 3 more images in this series that are not in the book, but I'll show them to you right now. So, like I said, these photos were taken quite spontaneously. I didn't have any specific purpose with them. And they were kind of laying around for the longest of times, like many years, without me really doing anything with them. And then at some point I thought, how are these women doing? Where are they? What's happened with them? I'd only met them for a couple of hours. The taking of the photograph only took a few minutes. They're basically all standing in the same place. We did them one after one. Okay, with the baby. Obviously, I sent them some photos, but I didn't have any contact with them anymore, and I only had their names. So I thought, let's go back and find some of them. So of the 6 photos that I took, I was able to find 3 of the women, and I just want to focus on Haideli here. And actually, there's a photo of them right after it, and this one is 8 years later. With Haideli and Carolina, I photographed extensively. I spent quite a lot of time in their home. They were living now on the outskirts of town in a neighborhood where the government provides houses for people who are extremely poor, and they were doing quite well. They were good. Carolina had friends there, they had family. Haideli was working, and actually some of these images have found their way in the book in different places, because a couple of pages down the line there's also this image, and there's actually, because Haideli had another child, the next page you can see all 3 of them on the porch of their house. Of course, not all the photos that I took ended up in the book. So let's have a look at some other images. So this was a project that started in 2008 and that I continued in 2016, and I'm really happy to see that several of the photos actually found their way into the book. Okay, so I want to leave it there and alert you that the next webinar is on Friday, the 24th. It's at 4 p.m. And let me see which photo we're going to talk about. Oh yes, so the book is called Why I Cry in Airplanes, and the title is actually related to the fact that I suffer from postponed emotions. When I work, I often have every reason to be emotional, but I'm not. And then when I get on the plane, very often I do get emotional, thinking back about everything that I've seen and experienced and all the people that I've worked with. And so I want to spend at least one of the webinars talking about the smaller photos that are from when I'm flying. There's some inside photos from airplanes, and this one of the clouds. And they also involve a recurring dream. So I hope that's got you interested enough to tune in for the next webinar. Like I said, it's this coming Friday, the 24th of April. It's at 4 p.m. And again, you can watch it on the event page, or you can watch it on whyicryonairplanes.com, the website that belongs to the book. If you stick around on the event page, then I'll be there to answer questions. Just go to the comment section below this video. And again, if you don't own one of the copies of the book yet, then you're more than welcome to order one on the book's website, whyicryonairplanes.com. And stay tuned for a discount code, which will be put on the screen right now. Thank you.